So in this video, I will be showing you a different manipulation of the quadratic expression. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to complete the square. Completing the square has many uses as well. Okay, and you will be learning about them as well. And let's just look at how that works and what we need to do for that. Now, again, I'm going to state some rules that we're going to do. I'm not going to explain why it works so much. Okay, I'm just going to show you how to do them. Okay, so x squared plus 8x plus 10. Okay, what you do is, in order to complete the square, we're going to rewrite this as a square. So, and what we do is, so this is x squared now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a bracket and I'm going to write x. Okay, so I'm going to start with the bracket. I'm going to write x, and you half the coefficient of 8x. Okay, so half of 8 is 4. So I'm going to say plus 4, and I close the bracket and I square it. And remember, I've put the identity symbol here, so I want to write an equivalent expression to x squared plus 8x plus 10 on this side in completed square form. Okay, so what I have is x plus 4 squared at the moment. This, remember, is gonna, if I was to multiply this out, I will have x squared, and I have that here. I will have 4x plus 4x plus 4x. So I'll have two lots of 4x, which will give me 8x. And that's why I chose to half this number. But I'm also going to get a plus 16. And that plus 16, I didn't have that here. I had a plus 10. Okay. So because this gives me a plus 16 with it, when I multiply it out, I need to take that away. Okay. So I need to take that 4 squared away. So whenever you're completing the square, you have to take away the square of this number. Okay, so that's what I have here. And plus 10 is something I had, so plus 10. And now what I have is an equivalent expression to this side, but this is something that I can simplify. Okay, so I finish it off by simplifying, but let's just check again. This will give me x squared plus 8x plus 16. Okay, so I've got x squared plus 8x. Now, because I didn't have a 16, I'm minusing 16, or I'm taking away 16, and then I'm adding the 10 because there was an add 10 here. Okay, so this would then simplify to x plus 4 squared, and take away 6, because this would be 16, so I need to take away 16 and add 10. That's the same as taking away 6. Okay, so second example. So we're going to write x. Now half of negative 6 is 3, or negative 3, sorry, negative 3. Square that. Okay, so this time I would have had an x squared. I have that. I would have take away 3x, which gives me take away 6x. But I'd also have a plus 9, because negative 3 times negative 3 will give me a plus 9. And I need to subtract that. Okay, so I need to subtract 3 squared. Okay, and I've also got a plus 15 here. And then this then simplifies to x take away 3 squared. And if I've got plus 15 and take away 9, that will give me plus 6 here. Plus 6. Okay, so this now is written in completed square form. And again, this is an equivalent expression to that. Now, next one. This time it's slightly harder because this is an odd number. And halving an odd number, okay, we can't do it, so we need to work with fractions here. So we're going to have x here, x, take away half of negative 5 is negative 5 over 2. And I need to square that. So this time, I'm going to have x squared. I'm going to have negative 5 over 2x, and another negative 5 over 2x. That will give me negative 10 over 2x, which is the same as negative 5x. And I'm also going to have a positive 25 over 4. Okay, so positive 25 over 4. And that's what I need to subtract. So I need to subtract 5 over 2 squared, which is going to give me 25 over 4. Okay, and I've also got to take away 4 here. And now I need to simplify. Okay, so this time with fractions, it will be slightly harder to simplify. So I've got, this is going to become 25 over 4. So I need to take away 25 over 4. And this 4 here, if I was to write this as a fraction over 4, negative 4 is negative 4 over 1. Okay, so if I times the top and bottom by 4, I'm going to get negative 16 over 4. So I'm going to rewrite everything. So x take away 5 over 2 squared, take away 25 over 4, take away 16 over 4. Okay, just check 16 over 4, 16 divided by 4 is 4. Okay, and then this can now simplify. So if I've got negative 25 over 4, take away 16 over 4, that will give me negative 41 over 4. So if I now rewrite this, so rewrite it again here, I will get x plus x take away 5 over 2 squared, take away 41 over 4. Okay, so we've completed the square here. So our expression was x squared take away 5x take away 4, and we've completed the square for this, and our answer here is x take away 5 over 2 squared, take away 41 over 4. Now with this one, this last one here, 2x squared plus 4x take away 5, if I just try and do this, it doesn't work, okay, because I have a coefficient of x squared which is not 1, it's 2 here. Okay, there's two ways people like to do this, okay, and I'll show you both, and I'll start with the one that I prefer, okay, so which is just factorizing a 2 from these two terms and leaving the negative 5, okay, so this will become 2 bracket x squared plus 2x bracket take away 5. So I still haven't completed the square or anything, okay, I've just factorized the 2 out of these first two terms, and you can see that if I was to multiply this out, I will actually get that. Now I'm going to complete the square inside here, okay, so this is a quadratic expression, x squared plus 2x, I can say plus 0 here, and I'm going to complete the square inside here. These brackets now, I'm going to rewrite them as square brackets, okay, just to make things a little bit more clear. So we've got 2 and my square bracket. Now if I complete the square here, I'm going to say x instead of x squared like I did here, okay, and I'm going to half the 2, which is going to be 1, so I'm going to have x plus 1 squared. Remember, I need to take away the 1 squared here, okay, so I need to take away a 1 squared, and that's all I had inside the bracket, okay, so that's all I had, so I'm going to close my square bracket now, and I've got take away 5 outside here. Now what I can do is I can multiply the 2 to this bracket, and I can multiply the 2 to the negative 1 that I'm going to get here, so I'm multiplying out the square bracket, so this then becomes 2 bracket x plus 1 squared take away 2 take away 5, okay, because that take away 5 is coming from there, and finally I can simplify that, and that will be my answer. So 2 bracket x plus 1 squared take away 7. Okay, so when I started with 2x squared plus 4x take away 5, complete the square, and this is what I end up with. Okay, I'm just going to show you how other people like to do it, okay, which is factorizing a 2 from all of these terms. Okay, so let's start again. So we have 2x squared plus 4x take away 5, and so if I factorize a 2 from all of my terms, I will get 2 bracket x squared plus 2x take away 5 over 2, okay, so because if I take a 2 out of that, it's 5 over 2 here. Now what we do is we complete the square inside here and then multiply the 2 to that. Okay, so again I'm going to use square brackets for this bracket and that bracket. So this is going to be, this is going to be 2 square bracket x plus 1 squared take away 1 squared, take away 5 over 2, and close the square bracket there. Now this time, this is a fraction over 2, so I need to rewrite the 1 as a fraction over 2. That's going to be 2 over 2. So this is going to be 2 square bracket x plus 1 squared, take away 2 over 2, take away 5 over 2, and square bracket there. Now I'm going to simplify or just subtract these fractions. So we're going to have 2 bracket x plus 1 here, squared, take away 7 over 2, and a square bracket. And finally, I'm going to multiply this 2 to this bracket, and I'm going to multiply this 2 to negative 7 over 2. And what I end up is what I had before. So 2 bracket x plus 1 squared, take away 7. Okay, so 2 and x plus 1 squared, take away 7. That's what I had here as well. Okay, so you can factorize from the first two terms, again, work like that, or you can factorize it from all of the terms. Okay, and this is the coefficient of x squared that we're factorizing, and then we complete the square from there. Okay, so here are some questions for you to practice. So complete the square of these expressions. Number 6 is ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, so the general form of the quadratic expression, and I would like you to try this one as well.